Hello, everybody, and welcome to my Ascension Messages. My name is Bobby Richardson, and I'll be your guide for today. Today, I'm going to read out something that I just channeled. I literally just channeled this. I wrote it down, and right in the middle of it, I got a message from a friend of mine who was talking about her child that had gone through something that this was all talking about. So I'm going to discuss that a little bit at the end. Not going to mention any names or anything like that. But I just want to involve that into it because I feel it was, you know how life works when you're channeling something through, or you've got something that you've just realized, and then all of a sudden life reflects it back to you in a story that's actually happening. And it's so powerful when that happens. So it just confirms everything. And so I want to share this with you while it's fresh in my mind and in my energy field. So this is the message. Obviously, it is channeled on the 21st of December 2024 here in Australia.
Humanity is going through a powerful evolution at the moment. This will change everything, and it is meant to happen. For all species go through major upgrades which can be ignited by resistance or a life that is no longer of use anymore, or through love. The logical masculine way has come to its edge of learning all that it can within the human psyche. If we went any further with logic being in charge of all, it would only consume itself and take humanity with it, as that too is the natural order of things. This is opening humanity up to a whole new phase, to find unity and peace from within, to create from not only the logical mind, but also the intuitive mind, which is the feminine aspect of humans. When we awaken the feminine aspect, we will feel into our lives again and know things beyond logic. This will ignite hidden gifts and new understandings that have been hidden from humanity while logic or the masculine mind was in charge. This adventure of what's to come has only just begun. But many who have done the work and have used the forces of change surrounding humanity will find their whole life has been turned upside down and inside out, as that which once felt safe turns out to be that which held them hostage. This will not only shift them into different thoughts, but also different lifestyles, where they now realize there is no fear other than the fear held by the logical mind, which only saw its safety in things produced in the physical world. But when the feminine intuitive feeling-based mind is activated, it will also know that its safety resides within the ability to connect with the soul through feelings, as this is how the soul communicates. And as the soul always looks out for the whole of you, being that it is the observer of you, and that it is love going on a journey in this body, then you will have ignited a part of you that could see life through a different perspective.
So as I was channeling this message, I ended up receiving this beautiful message from a friend of mine who was worried about her daughter. Her daughter had had an out-of-body experience, and she had become her soul observing her reality as a game. And she was seeing through the matrix. She knew that her body was part of her, but she didn't feel it anymore. She was literally seeing herself as a soul. And this sort of thing has been activated, especially in the children or those that have done the work. And it was just confirmation of that actual message that I was channeling. It was just really powerful how I was channeling this message saying that humanity is going through this new evolutionary state, and we're going to see through this new perspective. We're going to see through the eyes of the soul as well. And then to have the actual experience relayed to me through a message of a friend that her child was going through that experience and had just had that happen to her. It's just so powerful. It just means that it's confirmation of what's really going on here. So humanity is going through an upgrade. It's not even an upgrade. It's a lesson that's been learned with the logical mind. We have done all of that. We've also learned all about the intuitive mind through the Atlantis Lemuria age. I've already been, channeling messages about that anyway, but this is a collaboration of that coming together, of finding peace within ourselves, of this physical world, finding peace that we are allowed to actually exercise our logical mind and seeing our physical world in this program that we've pulled our soul into, but also activating the soul and the messages coming from that higher divine self that can understand how we can flow through this actual physical world via love, because the soul is only love. It's source energy. It's God itself moving through you. It is what it is. We also have a greater span of awareness of being able to see ourselves as an astral self. And through that perspective, we can travel much further. We don't have to limit ourselves to our body. There's so much going to be activated here. It also brings me to something that I was talking to my friend about, that my middle child used to see herself as a third party. So she would always say, like, Ayla is doing this. Ayla is, and she would see herself as a third person. She would see herself from the observer point of view, and she used to astral travel a lot. I literally woke up one night and saw her as an astral body at the foot of herself, and then she folded back into herself. I used to see into those dimensional spaces a lot, and I saw my babies when they were born try to get to be with me, to be with the mum, and they would astral travel out of their cot and snuggle up to me. It happens so often. So there's this whole other reality that we're going to start observing and seeing ourselves through the eyes of the soul. And the soul is connected to everything. It is everything, but it's connected to everything. But it's also, there's aspects of our soul that is just purely our own identity as well. And so we can also move into those lives that soul aspect of ourself has had, and then ignite those gifts that our soul has held on to and hidden through all these thousands of years as well for humanity, especially if you are a witch or someone who is persecuted throughout the last thousands of years for using that feminine aspect of self. I mean, you've held those codes and you've just held them there until it got to the point where humanity had learned all they could about the physical world. This is what really a lesson throughout the last eons of what we could learn about the physical world. And now we're bringing back that feeling-based world again, that soul aspect of ourselves again, the ability to be able to go further than our body and recognize that we can learn a lot more. We don't have to learn by somebody who's dictating to us how we have to do things in this physical world. We can bring in the aspects of what we learn from our intuitive mind as well. So that's just going to expand humanity just vastly. And this is just the beginning. This is just the beginning, the tip of the iceberg. So you might be going through a lot of changes in your reality, but it's only because you're opening up to the aspect of not being afraid anymore in this physical world, because you're now in tune with and having contact with your feminine side. I'm not saying that the fear isn't there, because it will go back and forth until you really release it and understand. The logical mind now understands it has nothing to be afraid of, because it has that connection to its soul. The higher aspect of itself can teach it, and it doesn't need somebody else outside of its self that's coming from its own lack to say how you should be moving through this world. So all of that pyramid kind of reality is just falling. It's just breaking away. There is nothing holding it up. All of those people are leaving that were holding it up, and they were only holding it up through fear. We have to hold this up so that that person can be in charge, so that we can really, bow down to them and make them the essence of everything that we're creating here. And it's not. When they'll all crumble, because people will start to realize they are themselves in control and have the reins to their own reality via how they work with their own mind and their own psyche and their own body and how they feel through this world. Everything is going to change. So yeah, had to bring that message through. It was a powerful message and it was so important. So love you guys heaps. Until the next time. Bye.